Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new. Make sure that you subscribe and turn on your notifications. That way you'll always be notified every time I upload a new video, because I upload a video twice on my channel every single week. But today we're going to be talking about something that I thought was very important to talk about when it comes to doing spells and rituals and especially manifesting anything for yourself. Anytime you want to manifest anything for yourself, this is the number one ingredient. And I thought it was just really important to talk about. So what this is, we're just going to jump right into it, okay? So the number one ingredient when you're trying to manifest something is your emotions. How you feel. Because when you practice the law of attraction, and you have to practice the law of attraction when you're doing spell work. In my opinion, there's no if, and, or, but about it. You have to. Because the law of attraction is what? Like attracts like, right? So when your emotions are in a certain type of way, it will attract whatever certain type of way that your emotion is. Desperate, angry, sad, upset, revengeful, vengeful, whatever, wherever your emotion is, hurt, sadness, happy, whatever it is. So you cannot go into a love spell with an emotion of anger or vengefulness or revenge, because it's an ingredient and it's coming from out within you. So it's very important to get your headspace right before you do a spell or a ritual or manifestation practice. However you do it, whatever you do, there's millions and millions of ways to manifest and to create a spell and to do a ritual. But where's your headspace at? And that's very important, because that's the number one ingredient. Apart from cinnamon, apart from star anise, apart from cloves, apart from green tea, like whatever the spell or the ritual calls for, these herbs are very, very powerful. I have no doubt about that. They work. And when you use them and you work with them properly, they work. And I've noticed that, and I've seen that in my real life, and that's why I do what I do as a living. And I teach you guys. But I also want to teach you guys that you can use all these herbs. But if you're here and here is not right, the herbs have no power. This and this right here alone, your heart and your mind, have more power than any herb combined. And so I wanted to teach you guys this. The number one ingredient in any of your spells, any of your rituals, any of your manifestation practices is your emotions. So the first thing that popped up into my head right now, because I didn't script this video, when you are trying to manifest something or to bring something into your life, you want to make sure that you go into it like a selfish boss ass bitch. Like, I want this, I'm gonna get it, and that's it. And if you cannot go into a spell or ritual with that mindset, then you're going into this spell or ritual that you're trying to manifest or bring something towards you with doubt or fear or anger in your mind and your subconscious and your conscious and your heart. It's an ingredient. It is an ingredient. Say you're using cinnamon and cloves and elaichi or whatever you're using in your spell. But the number one thing is this. When you're working with law of attraction, like attracts like, so when you're using all these herbs, which are very, very powerful, yes. But what drives the herbs? It's like you have a car, right? And your car is made out of these herbs that you're using. But what is fueling the car? Gas. What's the gas? This and this. So what are you fueling it with? And I thought I just really wanted to talk about this on my channel because I feel like a lot of people will go and do love spells and then go and do the love spells through anger, through resentment, through hurt, through pain, through vengeance, right? And it's not gonna work like that because you're infusing this beautiful spell that you're doing. You're doing a spell for love, and then you're infusing it with vengeance. You're infusing it with anger. You're infusing it with desperate energy. You're infusing it with energy where you're just like, please, or like desperation energy. It's not gonna work. It might work eventually, but it'll take a while. And then you're gonna have to go through all of these obstacles and all of these things that the universe and your spirits are going to try to teach you to get rid of that vengeance. That one ingredient that didn't work in your spell, in your ritual, but you already casted it out. So they're gonna come to teach you that one ingredient that wasn't working and how you can fix it. And how you gonna fix it? They're gonna teach you. They're gonna test you. They're going to be like, okay, this person is not patient enough. This person has a lot of vengeful energy within themselves. But they want this. I want to give it to them. I'm gonna give it to them. But I want to see how they pass the test of how they can get rid of their revenge energy, the vengeful energy, the resentment, the guilt, the anger, the upset, the sadness, the depression, the anxiety within themselves. When they can get over that and they can overcome it and master it, then of course I'll give them what they want. So be careful when you're doing spells like this. When you're doing spells in a manner where you're pissed off or angry or desperate. I mean, I felt like it was such an important topic to talk about today. This is something usually I would talk only on Patreon because it's so intimate and deep and dark, and a lot of times YouTube doesn't support talking about things like that, but I felt like I wanted to talk about this today on my YouTube channel. Your feelings, your emotions, and I have my notes right here. This is all the notes that I wrote down here. Your feelings, your emotions, they all emit a frequency. So when you are doing a spell, I am not saying don't do the spell. I am saying be careful of where your mind and your head is at when you're doing the spell, because that is an ingredient. And sometimes when we say, because I've gotten so many messages and comments and DMs, like I get hundreds throughout the day, and it's like you get really, really hurt, you get really, really angry, you get really, really like upset, and then you want to do a spell, you want to do a ritual, like either to get the person back or to get the person back or something like that. But you have to understand and know, when you try to get a person back, or when you try to get someone back, or you try to do a vengeful or hex or curse or a love spell or a bend over spell, or to make somebody submit to you, all of these spells are possible. But sometimes you have to understand that the first ingredient is how are you feeling when you're doing these? Because those are ingredients as well. Say you're trying to get somebody back, right? You're so passionate about it, you want to get them back. Like you want them back in your life. But then you're doing it with anger and resentment, and like you're just like, you did me wrong. I want you to make sure that you come back to me. It's desperation. So do you love yourself when you're doing those things? Self-love is a powerful ingredient. Very, very powerful. The most powerful ingredient, I would say. In my practice, self-love is the most powerful ingredient. So when you're approaching these spells and rituals, do you have self-love? Do you love yourself? And do you believe in your soul and your spirit that you deserve what you're asking for? Or do you feel like you were wronged and they need to pay? So there's a lot of things that go into it. If you guys want me to go deeper into this, ask me questions in the comment section down below so I can go deeper into this kind of a video. But the number one ingredient in any spell, any ritual, any manifestation practice, in my experience and in my experience with my clients, is your self-love. You gotta love yourself. You gotta have confidence, because confidence can accomplish a lot. Trust me. Trust me. And if you don't, if you have like aggression or resentment or guilt, or you feel angry or upset or frustrated in a situation, and then you present that energy of yourself and your body into a spell, it's an ingredient. And I just really, really want to make that clear to a lot of you guys that practice spell work. You guys might be like new into it, or maybe like, you're not manifesting as quick enough, or you're just not getting what you want. Here's the reason why. Because there's something missing within you. And I don't want to say something missing within you. I want to say that you might be presenting yourself into your manifestation practice, whatever that is, with an energy that is debilitating or weakening your practice, or weakening the spell, or weakening that ritual. And the only way to counteract that is to give yourself self-love. And what is it for you? I always like to give myself as an example. For me, I've learned this, I've practiced it, and that's why I can speak about it. I wouldn't take care of myself. I wouldn't brush my hair for days at a time, or I what is it for you that makes you feel like you take care of yourself? And what is it for you that makes you feel like you love yourself? For me, what is it for me that makes me feel like I love myself? Silence. I love silence. Pure silence. But I don't get that as often because I have a partner, I have 4 animals, I have a house. And so I don't get it as often, but now I understand and realize within myself, I'm learning these things just alongside with you. That's for me. Silence is for me. Silence is my power. So what is it for you? Because everybody's different. What is it for you? For some people, it could be taking a walk. For some people, it could be cleaning. For some people, it could be cooking. For some people, it could be dancing, gardening. It could be working with your hands. It's different for everybody. Everybody's different, and that's the beauty of it. But what is it for you? That's your main ingredient. For me, in my practice, I understood and realized silence is what I need for my spells and rituals and for my practice. What is it for you? Is it dance? Is it noise? Is it gardening? Like, what is it for you? It's an ingredient, and that's the main ingredient. You can use all these herbs, you can use all these oils and flowers and everything, candles and incense and bells and everything. But the main ingredient comes from within you. So what is it within you that you can awaken that makes you feel good? For me, silence makes me feel good. So what is it for you that makes you feel good? That's the main ingredient in your spell, in your manifestation practice, in your ritual. And I thought that this would be a really, really good video. Let me know if you guys like this type of video where I just sit down and just talk to you guys about something. And what do you guys want me to talk about? Let me know. But with all that being said, I will talk to you guys very, very soon.